How often do all of you feel like life is speeding faster than the speed of light? Or maybe that you're juggling 101 different things on a daily basis. What about those perceived limitations or those negative thoughts that come in, doubting your ability to do something? Guess what? Me too. It's normal. These are the challenges and the obstacles that we all face. But it's about learning how we, collectively, as women, overcome them and find happiness in our success. It's been a long journey for me, and I'm nowhere near the end of it. But I find it helpful to remember that sometimes in the journey of life, we are a wreck, and sometimes we are the rock. Let's start with the wreck. Imagine this, me, a confident little girl growing up with no aspiration at school whatsoever. Had no idea what I wanted to do for my career. I ended up at Polytech, studying tourism and travel. That got mum and dad off my back. I had a part-time job working in a fresh fish shop. But when my course at Tech ended, I actually still had no idea what I wanted to do. So all in all, as you could imagine, I was feeling pretty lost. I was then offered a position at Vodafone. Things were looking pretty good. I met an army man, you know, the man of my dreams, the man that was going to change my life. We got married and we had a child. Boom. My whole life changed the day that my daughter Charlie was born with 3 holes in her heart. She needed open heart surgery. I discovered that life was no longer about Ebony. I now, holy shit, needed to be responsible for something outside of myself and my needs. Everything else in my life got put on the back burner. I crawled into a hole that day. I wouldn't let anybody visit at the hospital. I felt like I was a failure. And deep down I thought, why has this happened to me? But as a woman, you know what it's like. We just have to get on with it. So I did. Fortunately, I had a friend, Katie, that had been through a similar situation with her daughter. I reached out to Katie, but it took courage and it took trust. By reaching out to her, this helped me overcome the lack of confidence that I was feeling, the fear of failure, and it gave me someone to lean on and seek guidance when I needed it the most. This support was not a quick fix, so knowing that Katie was going to be there to guide me through this really tough time was so important. Don't get me wrong, there were a number of people that supported me on this journey, and I'm so grateful to every single one of them. But if I hadn't opened up to Katie, to someone that had been there and done that, I can't imagine how different the journey would have been for me. Katie was my mentor and my rock through this overwhelming period of my life. Guess what? My life did change. The relationship with Charlie's father ended 3 years later. My career took off at Vodafone, and I needed to focus on what was best for me and for my Charlie. Nowadays, I'm the rock. I'm considered a leader in my personal and professional life. And this is a far cry from the lost little girl that I was 20 years ago. And quite often, I'm asked the question, Ebony, how do you do being you? It's simple. I have a rock, I have a coach, and I have a mentor. My mentor, for me, is someone to look up to, someone to learn from, someone like Katie, who's been there and done that. My coach, someone to hold me accountable for my self-defeating bullshit. My rock, an advocate, someone that often believes in me more than I believe in myself. So ladies, I'm probably near my 4 minutes. When time gets tough and you feel like you're juggling life, or those little voices of doubt start creeping in, just remember that sometimes in life you're the rock and sometimes in life you're the wreck. Thank you.